What's going on, guys? All right, so it's been a long time since I've updated anything here in the garage. Been on quarantine for the last few weeks, as I'm sure most everybody else has been. Fortunately, I'm still working. I have to work from home, but I'm still working. So grateful for that, and I really feel for everybody else who's been put out of a job here last month or so. It's just crazy what's been going on. And that's really the main reason I haven't really updated anything here of what I've been working on. You saw the last video where I finished up a brake upgrade on the Mazda on the MX-5, and since then I've gotten quite a bit of driving in on that, running on that, and absolutely love it. Brake feel on the Mazda now is just fantastic. The pedal is so confidence inspiring. It's right now, and you can just tell there's a lot better feel to the way that car brakes, and I can't wait to get it out onto some twisty roads later this summer once everything returns to normal. But in the meantime, I've been driving the car, little errands here and there around town, just having fun with it, and with the supercharger and the new brakes, it is running fantastic. I could not be happier with the way this has set up so far. Just loads of power when you want it. So much better than it was stock. Second gear, coming out of a corner in second gear, it's so easy to oversteer. You actually have to be a little careful, which just makes it, for me, that makes it so much more fun to drive this thing. You'd come out of a corner onto a country road out here and punch it in second gear, and you'd had to wait a second before it would really start to go, and then that's all gone. The car's completely transformed. And then between the suspension and the brake upgrades, it just feels fantastic on any kind of a corner. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've got some stuff coming, so I was actually hoping to have that up here, to have this done here before now, but with COVID-19 slowing down shipments, I've been waiting on packages to arrive. So what I'm going to be doing is I've got some matte black vinyl stripes coming. We're going to do a couple of racing stripes up the hood, and I've got a small double stripe that's going down the side of the door here. So we're going to see how that goes. I didn't want anything really loud or bold. I wanted to keep it subtle, and I thought with this machine gray paint that I thought a matte black finish would look really cool. So we're going to see how that goes, and I'm going to shoot video of it, and depending on whether I like it, we'll determine whether or not you guys see it. So that's what's coming. I'm just waiting on the material to get here so I can get it applied. So that's what I've been doing, or been waiting on. Not car related, other stuff I've been keeping busy with. You can see I've got some scrap wood and some metal laying around. I made me come out the back door here, made me a little barbecue shack, if you can see that, to put my little pellet grill in. So I think that turned out pretty well. I'm pleased with it. So that took me a couple of weekends to get that framed up. So yeah, not really car related, but I've been keeping busy with other things. So but on today's agenda, what I want to get done, I'm going to do a little walkthrough of my Kia Stinger. So this is my daily driver, right? This is a 2018 Kia Stinger GT2 in black. I picked this up about 16 months ago. It was a leftover 18, and got a pretty good deal on it from a dealer down in the Cincinnati area. It had about 500 miles on it when I got it, so it had been demoed for a while, and so got a good deal on it. What I really liked about it, and the reason I was really attracted to it, is that it has the red leather interior that I absolutely love. Just looks awesome, I think, and for a daily driver it's fantastic. So after a winter of driving, it needs a spring detail. It's a little dusty, a little dirty sitting here. So what I'm going to do today, let's pop the hood. So today's project that I'm going to get, we're going to put it up on jack stands out in the driveway here, pull the tires off, and I'm going to scrub and clean as best I can each wheel well on all four corners. I'm going to get the brakes really well. You get up in the wheel well, get the back of the wheels cleaned out, get that all done. And then we're going to detail under the hood here. So that hasn't been done since I bought the car. And it's a lot like the Mazda was. It's not bad, but it's dirty. And it could use a good rinse down and detail, and I think this will look fantastic when it's finished. So that'll be pretty easy. And then we're going to wrap it up. To wrap things up, I've got, I mean, some of this is just water spots from the last time it rained, but like right there's some etching in the paint, and there's some other just debris that has collected in the paint over the winter. You know, even though I was washing it as best I could with the salt and the slush of winter driving, that kind of takes its toll on it, and I'm going to try and get that out. So I'm going to walk through how I do that. Nothing real crazy, but just a light polish. I'm going to use some iron remover to pull up any iron deposits from the paint and get that rinsed off. We'll strip off the wax I had on over the winter, trying to prevent a lot of this, which the wax really did hold up pretty well. You know, but you get 4 to 6 months worth of road grime baked into the paint all winter. It needs a freshening up. Nothing major. You can see it's like I said, it's dirty. It's got some rain spots on it since the last time I washed it. So we're going to rinse it off, detail it, and get that cleaned up. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So hang tight. I'm going to get this backed out of the garage and up on jack stands, and we'll dive into it from there. Okay, got the car up on jack stands, got the tires off. So as you can see, I mean, a winter's worth of dirt and junk. It's not terrible in here. Again, I've been trying to keep up with it over the winter, but I think we can give it a good scrub and, you know, clean up the rotors. Oh, we got a good scratch on there, probably from somebody pulling the tires off. But yeah, give the wheel liners a good scrub, all the suspension components and everything. Get that cleaned up and just make sure everything looks okay. And then I think we can move on. So I'm going to jump into that now. Okay, so I got my supplies ready. I'm just walk through real quick how I do this. There's a million different ways of doing this, and I'm sure you'll get 2 million different answers if you ask other people. But for me, I've got my pressure washer here, which is a regular, 30-degree nozzle on it that I use for washing the car. I'm going to use that to rinse down the wheel well with just water. I've got a bucket of car wash here with my wheel brushes that I use, so that's going to help me get into all the nooks and crannies. I've also got a bottle of Simple Green all-purpose cleaner to get the wheel liners and a little bit of degreasing, and I've got my Meguiar's all wheel cleaner that I'll use on the brakes to break up that brake dust, and I'm also going to use that on the back of the wheels and scrub the back of the wheels pretty good as well. So nothing fancy, no 2-bucket method for this. This is just the wheel wells, and I'm not washing the whole car this way. Right now I'm focused on just the wheel wells, and when we're done with this, we'll move on to under the hood. And I already did a video on that, but we'll do it again and just go through the same process so you guys can see everything. That's it. I mean, it's really quick and easy for me to do this. I don't get super detailed, other than I want that pink thread out of there. Yeah, it's real quick and easy to do this, and I'm not going to get super crazy about it like some guys do. I just want the bulk of the dirt gone and everything cleaned up as best I can, and for me the big thing is about getting the salt and road grime that's accumulated over the winter out from suspension parts and all these moving parts, so that help keep things in good condition over the long haul. And plus those pretty red brakes, you want them staying red, so that looks awesome now. I love that. So yeah, and then I'm doing the back of the wheels. Just hit these with the Meguiar's wheel cleaner. You can see it doing its thing, turning purple on all the brake dust. So I'll let this dwell for another minute or two, rinse it off, hit it with some soapy water, rinse it again, and one corner done, and we'll just rinse and repeat this for the next 3 corners, and this part of the project's done. Okay, got all 4 corners done, and back to the corner I started with. This one's had a little bit of time to dry out. You can see the rotor's already starting to rust a little bit from drying, but man, that is a huge difference in how clean that looks under there now. Again, nothing you're ever really going to see, but when it comes to just keeping the grime and increasing longevity of these components over time, because I'm one who likes to keep my cars for quite a while. When I had an Avalanche that I traded in on this a year ago, and I had that Avalanche for about 11 years. Had bought it new, and I wouldn't be surprised if I end up keeping this Stinger just as long. So I'm going to try and take care of it as best I can, and this is something I like to do every spring, just to control corrosion and grit from getting into these moving parts and wearing out bushings and bearings and such. So yeah, it's pretty simple to do. It took me, I don't know, less than an hour, even with taking breaks to record and stuff. Not that I go overboard on recording, but I think it made a big difference. So I'm going to put wheels and tires, put the wheels back on it, get it back on the ground, and we'll move it into the garage. And next up will be detailing the engine bay. Alright, so that's my quick and dirty method on detailing the wheel wells of the car. I know I said at the beginning of this that I was going to jump into detailing the engine bay as well, but after looking at the footage, I think I'm going to split that up into its own video, all on its own. There's enough here that I don't want to bore you guys. We'll just split it up into a couple of videos. So I'm going to call it good for this one. If you've hung around this far, again, I really appreciate it. If you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell, that would really help me out, keep these going. And until the next one, thanks much.